Okay. So, let's see. Go inside. I don't think I'm gonna like having to use a weapon wheel, but look, I've got a choice. Yeah, it could have been because it ran low earlier. That's also a possibility.
There's something in the pocket.
I feel like this game was really designed for a gamepad. That's why they don't have number buttons for like hotbarring your inventory.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
And look at the rest of the place before I chase down the subtrain. Hello. Why they have that same symbol on all the lootable items? Seems weird. I know, yeah, I just wanted to see if I could climb on that thing. Right. Crazy vision. I wonder how long our character has had crazy vision for. Does he know why he has it? Probably not. Probably started with the visions, I'm guessing. Whatever caused that. Anyway,
The door won't budge.
seems fine to me. Hi. Oh, that one's real, isn't it? What am I using for a melee weapon? Shovel? I can't even tell. Oh, it's probably, you know, yeah, it's this shovel in my backpack. Alright, I just killed something that was just arms. Just a bundle of arms. Oh, goodbye. Yeah. Photo of one of these. Game lets me. These photos don't seem to be working. You're the guy I'm looking for. I will interact with you last.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Don't generally do that by accident. This is true. Okay. All evidence. Okay, mine. Say maybe about a lot of things. I don't think you're real. I'm glad that I'm hallucinating a weird cultist. That's cool. And I got my sanity bar pretty low on that one. Sanity is for chumps. Lunatic hallucinations, that's where it's at, my friend. So, backward bar. Oh, I feel like I should also be looking for this boat. Lifeboat. Boat as well, wasn't it? Boat I came in on. Lifeboat was supposed to be some sort of dock place. Fenced off there. Also, that guy looked pretty suspicious, but I don't know how to get to him. I want to talk to this guy. Here. Hey, you. What you doing, weirdo?
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
Sowed isn't a word.
The end is nigh.
Yeah.
It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is
Random corpses of things everywhere, of course. Is this the lifeboat in question?
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
Of course they took over the fishing business. They are the fishing. So that's some weird shit from an underwater cave.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Everything. I love the fact that I have a special ability that causes me to go nuts when I use it. That's how you Lovecraft. I'm right there. Alright, let's find this bar. Must be this way somewhere, because... well, I got nowhere else to go. There it is. Aim. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
I say you probably don't want to eat a bullet, but then again, maybe you do.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Alright. Later, old Billy. Okay.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Oh, vague.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Welcome back, Duggo. One bullet. I don't have a lot of bullets, but this could be interesting anyway. So
Let's hear what my future holds.
I have a shovel.
Good.
I don't need
Let
bullets.
me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I do.
see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars, circled by the dead. A race from one to the next, as time itself laughs.
Oh, that made more sense than I prefer.
Thank you. I'll keep
I'm
that
sure.
in mind.
You are welcome. I can't wait to see what you do.
Oh, sure.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Underground.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Darn port.
Hey, knock it off.
Oh, you. Hey, board
Welcome
guy.
to Under the Keel. What do you want?
You're not looking good, buddy.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah, even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Drock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day.
Gosman's so good at drinking he can stop the booze from falling out while the bottle is upside down and he stops to talk. They've got booze magic, those guys, I tell you.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live and brave in death. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
Wild beast, that's what we call those, just bundles of arms. Flop around.
What the? Get the... Oh.
Get the... Aw. Gotta clean up this seaweed. And... gross.
Hey, who are you?
Ah.
What are you doing?
Charles
God.
Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender.
Advanced case of Innsmouth he's got going on here.
It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Oh.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You know, pal, you ever heard of glass houses? You should maybe not be throwing stones at people that look like weird apes in your condition.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
What kind of... why do you...
Why do you have
your
that face?
It's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Want to spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
Love the detail of like the weird look to his eyes. Even give him fishy looking eyes.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And
Oh,
let
dear.
me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
Yeah, fisherman eyes.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. one might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
Yeah, I mean, I did it, but I don't remember it, so it's okay.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I
You can't
can
say
offer
dry to a
something
fish man, that's
grease your
rude.
grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
Honestly, I don't want to be the kind of person that takes bribes. However, I was already thinking that he was probably had some sort of mental hysteria thing going on, forced on him. Or possession, maybe? Anyway, I'm already thinking that he's not really a killer, like he didn't really do it on purpose. So I'm gonna take his bribe anyway. I already wasn't gonna turn him in.
It turns out I arrived here unprepared for business. You give me a little something to get started, and my lips are sealed.
I knew you'd understand. Here you are, Mr. Reed.
Yeah, exactly. It's corroborated by the other guy who had the same sort of thing happen. And we, in our little retro psychic vision thing, we saw as soon as Albert woke up, everybody around him kind of went nuts. So, and attacked him. I don't know how to do the cover for him yet. Also, I'm curious what happened to this spot.
You want a drink?
Totally didn't solve that problem with Lewis for you, by the way. Sorry. Alright. I'm talking to you again. You've probably got nothing new to say.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you
Old
around.
Billy. Good old Billy. Alright. What's up with the checkpoint, guys?
The port is closed by order of Robert Throgmorton. Back off.
I'm sure Hastor is in. I don't know. One of those guys, Doggo, is the king in yellow, right? Yeah, which one it is? Is it Hastor or Nyarlathotep? We met that creepy old guy that called us here, and he admitted to having a weird affinity with yellow. He was creepy as fuck. I think it's Hastor. Or he's either Hastor or an agent of Hastor. There's no way he's that yellow and that creepy by accident. Let's just see what you say about this.
Now, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those
Kidding? It was a
things
wimp.
appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Okay, question for you, Doggo. I know you've seen some of this game already. If I tell him I found the murderer, does that mean I'm automatically turning Lewis in? Or do I have to do something different to cover for him? Because I don't want to turn him in. Alright, we'll try.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
Oh, I see. Okay, perfect.
I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. And they tore him apart. It was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt.
What, name
All
drop?
that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth. It's from his jacket. Just ask his friends.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not
Now he has to lie low and pretend to be dead.
Something must be done about those pests. Still, justice has been served. This isn't closure, but at least I know now the story. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress.
They don't have cool psychic vision like me.
What brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Doug. I have a hard time telling whether or not to trust this guy. He is a snooty asshole. I don't like him. But so far, he hasn't done anything suspicious yet. And while he is a jerk about it, he has been willing to help.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins.
Professor Doe, he studies brick bakery,
sleeping giants,
bread,
drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
That needs to be the name of a new bakery. Professor Doe. Make it look like a science lab.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
Yeah, Throckmorton's voice actor deserves an award. He is pretty good. There's a lot of subtle sneering. Actually, not super subtle, but still. Good nuance in the voice.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded
I'm busy standing here in the rain.
To Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throckmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I am very busy. I must get back to standing here.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Antipsychotics. Wait a minute, I don't want that. I want pro-psychotics. Give me more crazy. Because he gives you the same vibe as Jeremy Irons' Scar. He does, doesn't he?